My name is Carina Gardner, and I'm what you would call a practical designer. If you're ready to create a life that you love, become an incredible force for good, and generate income while pursuing your dreams, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to Make and Design. For the last 5 months, I've been doing something called the 15-week rework. And what this is me going through all of the coursework in our program. Some of you don't know this, but in Design Suite Mastermind, we have 17 courses. In STARS at the moment, we have 2 courses, and in Elite, we have 5 courses. And I have been reworking all the coursework to be semester long or quarter, so like a 7 or 8 week course. So quarter size or semester long, depending on the course. There are a few courses that are kind of more mini courses, so we're probably not going to do a full out on them. We'll just do something mini with them because we don't plan on them changing a lot based on what we see in the business world. So I thought I'd tell you guys about this because I am finding it very interesting in the online space that there is a lot of not knowing what you're going to get. And I think this can be really confusing. And because of that, we decided that we would make it very obvious what you were getting. And a lot of this has to do with my own academic background. But, when I purchase a course, you go in, you get modules, you watch the stuff, and you hope it's going to tell you and do what you think it's going to do, right? But we see a couple of different things. The first is that people have unrealistic expectations about how much something costs versus how much you get from it. And I'm always surprised at the number of people, we don't have products like this. I mean, I guess we have a couple of like little workshops and stuff, but like I'll see people buy something from someone else that was $97 or $300 or even $2,000, and their expectation is way out of alignment for what they paid for that particular thing. $2,000 is like a 3 credit hour course that you would take at a university, and that would be like 1 class in a semester. And yet I see that there are people who expect from that course to make them $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. And I could be living in a totally different world than the rest of you guys, but last time I checked is you get what you paid for. And furthermore, if people do not have credentials, then how do you know you're going to get what you think you are getting? Does that make sense? Sometimes people ask us why our program is so high, and I was like, I think it's really obvious. We practice the thing that we teach, right? And furthermore, there are 17 courses. And I started realizing, there are other people out there that might have 17 courses in their program or more or less, right? But how would you know whether you were getting what you think is, really great subject matter, but furthermore, like really planned out and well thought out coursework? And so because of that, we are right now going through a 15-week rework so that every single course is set up either in a quarter or semester system so that you could literally take it in that exact way if you wanted to. Like you could take 5 courses during a semester and actually take it all on your own. We don't do grading in our mastermind for it. We do submissions, which is totally different, right? You can still submit all your work and your projects so that we can take a look at it, but we don't actually grade it just because we are more of a professional development program than we are a grading institution. And furthermore, we are really interested in you doing the work, right? We want you to become a designer who owns a business or an artist who owns a business. That's what we're interested in. We want you to figure out and consistently create products so that you can actually, own a business and run it. And so that's part of the reason we're doing the rework. We want you to understand that there are, 10 courses that are full, 15 weeks long, semester long courses. We always told people it would take them a long time to get through the coursework, and everyone has understood that. And that there are these many courses that are going to be quarter or small courses, right? And because of that, we hoped that then people would understand, like, this is more of an academic thing that we're putting together for people so that they could understand better about what we're doing, how we do it, and to make sure that you guys were getting really good information so that you could actually run a business. So that's what the 15-week rework is all about. We've been posting a little bit about it. Here's the crazy thing we do. All of our Design Suite members, we're about 3 years old, a little bit over 3 years old at this point. All of our Design Suite members who joined even at the very beginning, which is insane, get the reworks and the upgrades for free. Like, we don't, just because you took something from us 2 years ago doesn't mean that we don't take that information and give you the newest version, which we don't know of anyone who does that except for us. And part of that is because we're still using the same technology in Kajabi, so that it's just really easy for us to upgrade everybody at the same time. And it's just been a pretty easy process to make sure that everyone stays on track, that they're utilizing the coursework. We hope they are anyway. And because we're really interested in you becoming a great design or artist business owner, not just someone who took a program from me once a long time ago, right? So know that you get what you pay for. And we think that is the case, especially with our program, because you guys know I talk about it all the time. We are not a cheap program. And that's on purpose, because we kind of align ourselves with more you understanding that all the coursework you're getting, everything that you're doing is more in alignment with something that's more degree seeking than what you'll see out there. And a lot of that just comes from my background in academics, mixed with being a creative director of a company, mixed with my being a 16-year business owner, because we want you to understand what it's going to take to get there. And the other thing that I don't know how often I talk about here, but like, you know, when I started this whole thing, my goal was to influence and make impact on one person. I was like, if I can do that, then that means that what we're doing works. You know, like what we're going to do will actually matter. And I've really been thinking a lot about influence, impact, and it all starts with one person, right? And so even though it's a lot of work, and I promise you it is a lot of work to rewrite every single course in my program, to retape every single lesson in my program, to take it all, put it in a syllabus, make sure it makes sense, make sure you understand the objectives, make sure you understand how you can get feedback on it if you're in Design Suite Mastermind, that takes a lot of work. It's taking up, I would say, most of my time right now, which is insane, but it is 100% worth it, because I feel like I can make the most impact and I can influence the most people to create amazing businesses by doing this. And I'm really hopeful, if you're listening and you've been around for 3 years and you've been seeing the upgraded courses, that you're blown away by what we're doing, and that you're able to plan easier, because now you're on a week by week schedule, day 1, day 2. You know, you can be on Monday and Wednesday classes, Tuesday and Thursday classes of your choice, right? But we've done it in such a way to make sure that you are, you know, very easily able to put it into your schedule. Like, you could be the part-time student or the full-time student. And we've made it so that you have access to really good information that, if you actually do, would make a huge difference in your design life. It would make you a better designer. It would make you a smarter designer. It would make you a better business owner. And that's what we're after. That's what we're trying to do. So those of you who are in any of the coursework, I hope you're noticing that and excited about it and seeing what we're doing. We've been just sending out an email the day we release a new class, and it just says, hey, just so you know, this class has been reworked to the 15-week or the 6-week or the 7-week, whatever system it's on. So that you can take advantage of it and start taking that coursework. And in particular, when I did Business for Designers, that was a course that I knew needed a serious rework, because so many of the models that I currently teach that come from my 2 last books that I wrote are meant to help people get on that profitability path. And that's what we're really trying to do. We're trying to get people on a path where a business makes sense for them, or that they know exactly what they need to do to get on that path. And that's That's incredibly exciting. So, if you are in the program, make sure that you are checking to see all these new courses coming out and see what we're doing with them, because they're pretty insane and awesome. And if you're not and you're interested in learning more about my program, right now we only let Design Suite or Design Bootcamp members learn about Design Suite to come into that program. And there's a reason for that. It's an amazing filter for you to understand what we do. And it's an amazing filter for us to know if you're a good fit. And because of that, it really helps us put the right people in the program. So if you want to go check out a design bootcamp, all you have to do is go to designsuitecourses.com/design bootcamp and come take it. $27, very well spent. It's 5 or 6 hours of workshops and information. I'm very candid about what I do. You're very often going to get also invited to a live if we're doing one of those soon. That's usually a gift from us. Like, you get to do the regular, but also you can come back and ask questions, which is fun. So go check that out. We'd love to see you in there. And if design is something you want to turn into a side hustle or a full career, we think that we're probably a really good program for you to be checking out and seeing if we're a great fit for you. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you soon.
Did you know you have access to more free design content, die cut files, and sewing patterns? Join our exclusive VIP group for free by going to designsuitecourses.com/free.